The Senate Intelligence Committee reportedly rejecting the request for immunity from General Michael Flynn, President Trump's former national security advisor, seeking that condition in exchange for his testimony on Russia and the 2016 election. Welcome to a brand new hour inside America's news headquarters. I'm Marthel Neville.
And hello,
Hey, Eric.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Shaw. The investigations into Russia have been ramping up. This is the ranking Democrat in the House Intelligence Committee, Congressman Adam Schiff, gets his first look at those key documents that were first revealed by the Republican Committee Chairman, Devin Nunes. Garrett Henry has the latest on this growing controversy from Washington. Hi, Garrett.
Hey, Eric, even after reviewing those documents at the White House yesterday, Congressman Adam Schiff said he still has a lot of questions, both about the information and how it's been handled. You know now, the two White House staffers provided Chairman Devin Nunes with the intelligence.
So I'm sorry if I skipped the repeater video. I sort of forgot to push the start button, so that's why you can't see that I earned them. Sorry about that. But I did like this undertale music. This is for the special video, so it ain't gonna be all the time.
Material should now be provided to the full membership of both committees. The White House has yet to explain why senior White House staff apparently shared these materials with but one member of either committee, only for their content to be briefed back to the White House. Notably missing from his statement, though, is if the reports convince them that the president and his aides were in fact picked up during surveillance operations after the election and then illegally included in reports that were spread across the intelligence community. That's the conclusion that House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes reached last week after he reviewed those documents. And it remains a top concern of the Senate Intelligence Committee as well.
Blur lines.
Those are classified documents. When you deal with sources and methods and how we gather information, that hurts us long-term in our intelligence. And if anyone is done for political gain, something that actually affects us in our national security long-term, that is an absolute criminal offense.
And as for the president's former national security advisor, Michael Flynn, both the House and Senate Intelligence Committees have said they are very interested in speaking to him, but at this point, it is far too early in an investigation to decide if any immunity deal would even be worth making. Eric and Marthel?
All right, Garrett, in 10 minutes we'll have more on the allegations against Nunes, and at the bottom of the hour, we'll also have the former CIA military analyst, Tara Miller, weigh in on all of this. Marthel?
And Eric, meanwhile, financial disclosure reports have been released by the White House for nearly 200 top staffers, among them 2 close advisors of the president, his daughter Ivanka and her husband Jared Kushner. The couple's assets reportedly worth as much as $700 million. Kristen Fisher is live at the White House with more. And Kristen, do we know why the White House is releasing these records now?
Well, Marthel, it's because they're required to by law. Now, you're not going to see an exact dollar amount. It's going to be a range. But it's still pretty fascinating because these are all the assets of the White House senior staff, and none are more complicated than those of President Trump's own family. Take a look at this. His daughter, Ivanka Trump, and her husband, Jared Kushner, they hold anywhere between $240 and $700 million in assets. Ivanka's business alone is valued at more than $50 million. Then there's Gary Cohn. He's the director of the National Economic Council and the former #2 exec at Goldman Sachs. He's worth somewhere between $252 and $611 million. His income last year alone was as high as $77 million. Steve Bannon's assets, they're somewhere in the range of $11.8 and $53.8 million. And then Kellyanne Conway's about the same, $11 million and $44.2 million. So no surprise, really, that the billionaire president has decided to surround himself with a lot of other very wealthy people. Though I think it's safe to say that they are now making a lot less money now that they're working here at the White House.
Well, that's for sure. And meanwhile, President Trump is spending the weekend at that house behind you, the White House. But Vice President, well, he is in Ohio. So, Kristen, tell us about the message that Mr. Pence is taking to the people.
Yeah, well, this is the second Saturday in a row that the Vice President has visited a state that they won in November. Last week, he was in West Virginia. This week, he's in Ohio. He was touring an electronics manufacturing facility and meeting with small business owners. And he told them that the President's top 3 priorities are creating jobs, jobs, and more jobs. And he ran through what the White House has done just this week to help achieve that goal.
Mike Pence is in Columbus, Ohio. Are you from there, Brett?
On the path to energy independence, another to try playing
People that own electoral plans.
President Trump knows what all of you know, that when manufacturing is strong, America is strong. And he's fighting every day to bring American manufacturing back.
Now, today, the vice president also talked about the ongoing efforts to repeal and replace Obamacare. He said that despite that first failed attempt, it ain't over yet. And that's a direct quote.
Yep, I heard it myself. Kristen Fisher, thank you so much.
It ain't over yet.
Senate Republicans are continuing to clash over Democrats over President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Judge Neil Gorsuch. This as that showdown looms in the coming week. Some wondering if the Republicans will invoke their so-called nuclear option on this nomination. Governor Kelly has more from Washington. Doug?
With the Senate vote on Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch looming this week, there is a lot of 11th hour jockeying as Senate Democrats near that 60-vote threshold to filibuster his nomination. Democrats Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Heidi Heitkamp of North Carolina have declared they will vote for Gorsuch. That's important because they're both from states that Trump won, and both are up for re-election in 2018. Just yesterday, Missouri Democrat Claire McCaskill, also facing a 2018 re-election battle, also from a state that Trump won, added herself to the no list and plans to filibuster the nomination. Yet she told a private gathering last Sunday that Gorsuch was, quote, one of the better ones.
We hope their praise leads to additional support in her support. It's hard to find any reason except for obstructionism to see why fellow Democrats in her caucus have not been able to join them.
But McCaskill offered this warning about the Democrats' plight should Justice Kennedy or Ginsburg or Breyer leave the high court in the next couple of years.
Today, we are about to launch an all-out attack on your house. Sincerely, the zombies.
To allow confirmation of a Supreme Court justice.